Right, hello everybody and welcome to Hull City Transfer Talk episode 3 for the summer 2021 transfer window. We're out in the sun, the beautiful British sunshine at the moment. It is boiling today. It's been so nice sat outside at school. Only issue is when you play football in it, you're absolutely baking for the next hour sat in Spanish period 5. And when you get that wind feedback on the mic, when this piece of paper blows about, it's no good for audio, but it is fantastic for me and for my physical health, because I am boiling. I am sweating. But you don't need to hear my life story, so we'll crack on with the transfer rumours. Once we get out of these trees, the wind should be slightly less, and then I won't be able to see the screen. The wind isn't less, in fact it's stayed the same. There we go. So I can't see you now. If I turn my glasses like this, I can. I'm going to stop waffling and just get on with what you're here for. So we'll start off with the contract news, which has come out today, and that is that Alfie Jones has signed a new 2-year deal with the club option of a further year. It's really windy now. Why is it so windy? Why is it so windy when I'm actually recording when there's been zero wind all day? There we go. So yeah, Alfie Jones has signed a new 2-year contract with the club, option of a further year, which could see him with us until the end of the 2023-24 season if we take up that option. And of course he wants to stay and doesn't get moved on before, so that's great. You'll remember that Alfie Jones wasn't one of the players who we were renegotiating with anyway. We put the year option, we activated that on his contract, which we were happy about, but we've renegotiated, we've got a good deal, and Alfie Jones remains. We'll start with outgoings then. According to Alan Nixon, a journalist at The Sun, Fleetwood and Bolton are after Max Clark. Now you may think, Joe, what are you talking about Max Clark for? That's because he's just been released. So any rumours with players that have been released this summer we will cover. So if there's anything about Max Sheaf, I'll cover. We've obviously covered George Long and Reece Burke. So we'll cover anything else like that regarding Sheaf and where Clark goes. Just think, Max Clark this time last year was looking odds on to be a Premier League player. He played so well for Vitesse, and Leicester were looking to sign him as their Ben Chilwell replacement, but they opted for Timothy Castagna. Liverpool were looking at him for a backup to Andy Robertson. They opted for Kostas Tsimikas. And then Clark obviously fell out of favour at Vitesse. His contract was terminated so he could come to us, come home for a bit, get a bit of match fitness, get a few games, and we needed him to cover for Callum Elder because Brandon Fleming had gone down with an injury. So, you know, but then Clark got injured as well, and with a former Callum, he wasn't going to dislodge Elder in that side. But Fleetwood and Bolton, 2 League One sides. Fleetwood mid-table last year, about 16th I think, and Bolton going up in 3rd place from League 2 to League 1. I mean, if either of them go there, they've got cracking player on the hands. And Fleetwood, of course, that was going to hit me on the head. At Fleetwood, of course, he'd linked back up with Dan Batty, who we spent time with in the academy at Hull City. On Martin Samuelson watch, I said in the last episode that I'd got the info from Barry Cooper a week earlier than I reported that Samuelson was coming back. Well, the day after I uploaded that transfer talk video, it was basically confirmed. The Hull Daily Mail put an article out that Samuelson looks set to be coming back to City because Aalborg haven't taken up that permanent option. So no new news. That's a mouthful on that front. In terms of incomings, then, we had our first signing of the summer this week, and it was, of course, George Monker coming in on a free from Luton Town. Now, I am very pleased with that signing. That is a signing I am incredibly happy with. He's a very creative player. He can play centre mid, attacking mid, on the left, on the right, or as a striker if need be, although he probably would drop in more as a false nine, centre forward sort of player, pushing it onto the wingers if we ever played him there. Luton fans were very sad to see him go, and that is always a good sign. If a club is sad to see him go, it shows that they liked him and thought he was decent. So we'll certainly take that. Can hit a free kick like no one's business. So we've got the holy trinity of free kick takers now: Honeyman, Elder and George Monker. I mean, there's McGuinness as well, who's banged them in at certain points this season as well. I think it was Fleetwood in the FA Cup when he scored an absolute beauty. So we've got some very good set piece takers at the club now. And yeah, very creative. Can't do it for a full 90 minutes, Luton have said, but they've come up, well, Monker has come up with some big moments for them, whether it's in their promotion winning season or their fight for survival in the 2 years they've been in the Championship. He's come up with some big moments and can score goals as well. Championship experience, always imperative to a newly promoted club. Very pleased with that signing. And whether we play him in the midfield alongside Doherty, Honeyman, or whether he comes off the bench, I'm sure he'll be an excellent signing for us. And then the same night that was announced, someone asked on Twitter if there were any more on the way. Hull City's admin says you'll have to wait and see. That's what the official Hull City account tweeted on that front. So that'll be very interesting to see if that was just bait. I think it was, just to get people buying into the fact. Summer signings, transfer window hypeness, all that. But BBC Radio Humberside reported that City are very close to signing another 2 players, which will hopefully be announced this week. One looks certain to be a goalkeeper, someone to play back up to Matt Ingram and provide challenge to him as number 1. And the other is either a right-sided centre-back or a forward player, so a striker or winger. Very interesting, very interesting. Now, goalkeeper, I did initially promote the idea of just making Harvey Cartwright number 2, but we want someone to be hot on Ingram's tail. And would Harvey Cartwright do that right now? Probably not. Still a great young goalkeeper nonetheless, and will go on to be very successful for us, I think. But then the right-sided centre-back, there's not really been any links other than Jack Tucker, which has been ruled out because too expensive. But that was only a rumour as well that was reported by HDM. So we'll have to see. We will have to see on that front. And then attacking player, striker or winger. Dion Charles was basically ruled out. Says we were monitoring the situation on Josh Windass. There was a rumour about Chuba Akpom. Ooh, who knows? And then if it's a winger, there's a Delican who's out there for free. There's Gavin White. Josh Windass can play on the wing as well. Mate, endless possibilities. And then finally this week, according to Football League World, not the most credible of sources, but can pull out an absolute dream on numerous occasions and have done. We are in a battle with Peterborough and Rotherham for the signature of Middlesbrough's Lewis Wing. I know what you're thinking. Where does he play? He don't play on the wing. It would have been very nice if, you know, about 10, 15 years ago, if he said to his coach at youth level, "Nah, I don't want to be a centre mid. I want to play on the wing to match my name." That sadly has not occurred, so we are looking at a player called Wing to play centre mid. One of the worst jokes I've ever made in my entire life. And I've made some stinkers. And you lot have heard a lot of them. You lot have heard a lot of them. And that is your lot for Hull City transfer talk this week. I hope you've all enjoyed this one. If you have, smack a like on it, subscribe if you're new. Any transfer window goodness, signings, sales, rumours, I've got them all. With this weekly show on every Wednesday or Thursday. Next week it will probably be Thursday instead of Wednesday, purely because timings and been overly busy after school on Wednesday next week. And yeah, so it's just every Wednesday or Thursday you get your fix and I get a nice walk in what is absolutely glorious weather. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Pow! Should be finished.